activism, resources, and art. I am the assist, African support and strength, inspiration and success together. Always, you know what it is. Shout out the queen right there, Raw Cannon, Nick. You know what I mean? Y'all already know what it is with Nick. You know, she a master, she a mom, she a wife. She's a good friend because I've seen her in action. Shout out to all the cannons. You know what I'm saying? And she's just an overall dynamic black woman. Shout out to her husband, my dog, my brother, you know what I'm saying? Miles, Zach, you know what I'm saying? You know, folks run, there they go. There they go right there. Beautiful black couple, yo. So, you know, I always shout them because they a part of this. It's never going to change. Whether you see them or not, we around. You know what I'm saying? We don't have no breakup stories. Not that we that interesting anyway. But we don't have no breakup stories. But it's always all family, man. It's all love. And like I tell people the story a lot of times, you know, when I said this what I wanted to do, like I got a lot of pushback from folks, and I don't even think that they always thought that it was pushback, but it was just not positivity. You know what I'm saying? It was more like questions. Something that, you know, that my people do a lot because we fear failure. But it's funny that we fear it because we already always assume that it's going to happen. So it's crazy to to fear something that you feel like you know is going to happen. I don't want to live in that type of fear. I don't live in fear, actually, at all. You know, I've gotten over that a long time. Like maybe if something, you know, come across me and I jump, you know what I'm saying? But that's not really fair to me. That's kind of a reaction. You know what I'm saying? Somebody jump at you, you jump. Like, all right. You know, that could be fair, but a lot of that's just a reaction. Your body gonna do it anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't get a lot of responses, even when I talked about it generally. You know what I'm saying? Because this wasn't something that I planned on doing. You know, again, I came through this space with Sister Talia. It was she had a show she was starting. We was all working on it. You know, things materialized how they materialized. She wound up still doing the show. I wound up doing what I'm doing right now. And when I talked to my folks, it was instantaneous. They never doubted anything. You know what I'm saying? So we still on this ride. Like that's the other part of it. You know, when I do understand that as much as we want things to go and come fast, when you really see people with any level of success, they put in some work for a certain amount of time. And when you think that the work started, it's probably started way before that. So right now, I feel like I'm right on time. I'm right on time. Things are materializing, you know, for me, in front of me, right on time. You know, so shout out to the whole family. I ain't gonna, I don't want to say one baby name and then can't remember the other babies' names, but shout out to all of the babies. You know what I'm saying? All the Cannon babies, and they ain't even babies no more. They all, sheesh, like they teenagers, high school, you know, all types of stuff, and they doing very well, you know. And I gotta stop through again. Like I gotta come through. I was over there, you know, like maybe like 2-3 weeks ago. Aiden, you know, was just coming home, you know, not from prison or no shit like that. But he was just coming home, and, you know, my brother definitely was like, nah, you got to pull up. And it's important, you know what I'm saying? It's very important. So I got to make another round because I really, really love them. And they really are my family, you know what I'm saying? And I'll be running crazy. So a lot of my family don't see me. And people really think I don't care about them. But that's not it. Like, I'm focused. And I'm going to be very real about the fact that I'm enjoying my life, too, without having to worry about what I'm not doing for everybody else. Or anybody else, because I deserve that. You know what I'm saying? It was a little small. It is at times where I feel like, damn, how can I be out? But I'm celebrating myself. I'm enjoying my own life. I'm not, you know, and it's not me taking care of me and enjoying what I want to enjoy is not taken away from anybody, because I know I've given a lot. You know what I'm saying? And in most cases, it's not even. It's not even close, and that's not even why I do it. I don't even care. But that you have to give things context. You know what I'm saying? And humility is one thing, but just not acknowledging yourself is a whole nother thing. And I'm never going to do that. Anybody that know me know, I'm as much as I'm for people, I'm definitely in love with myself. you know, and I'm going to always be that. I'm love ball with me first. I know people be thinking I don't do things for myself and all that. I do. I make sure I got proper balance. Don't get it fucked up. Seriously. So, you know, I always got to give a shout out to the folks. Go on my little soliloquy. Look it up. You know what I mean? But, you know, I started a little early. I'm still sick that I couldn't start early last week. A lot of stuff happened. I was watching the video from last week and watched myself start. And I was like, yo, you can see whatever might be going on. And I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to really hide my feelings and emotions. I may not tell you the details because it's not. And I tell a lot about myself that other people involved might be like, well, what the fuck? Like, well, I was in there too, so I get to determine whether I want to tell the story. Now, if you don't want to tell the story, that's on you. And me and you never had a conversation, whoever I'm talking to, because I'm not talking to one particular person. You could decide whether you want to tell your story if you was involved. I can decide whether I want to tell my story because I was involved. You know what I'm saying? And how you feel about it doesn't predicate whether I'm going to tell this story or not. You know what I mean? And I'm a fairly, you know, I can be fairly accurate. My memory escapes me at times, but it's not because of no nefarious shit. I'm just not leaving shit out just to leave it out. In most cases. Because I've had situations where I've left shit out on purpose because I didn't see what it add to the situation. You know? A strategic decision. All right. So I want to get into, you know, all what we do. You know, Eddie's House. Shout out to Eddie's House. You know what I'm saying? CCIP, that Community Crisis Intervention Program. It seems like that work is ever expansive because you're just dealing with people on so many levels. I know we talk about violence prevention, gun violence, reduction work, you know, but at the end of the day, shit is always going to be more expansive because people are more expansive. You know, the amount of people is not going backwards. So the amount of everything that you see when you think it's just so much happening. No, it's just more people. So that will lend to more things happening, but it's not like you have a set group of people and then these things start happening. No, me and my daughter was having a conversation. My oldest daughter, shout out to Sakila. We was having a conversation one time and she was talking about how we were seeing so many entertainers, you know, or people of note dying, older, younger, and everything. And what I told her was, I was like, it's not so much that death is more prevalent. It's kind of that death is just more because it's more people. So you could say prevalent, but I would say prevalent in that it's an uptick in the same group of people. Like you got 100 people, and now instead of 30 people doing something, you got 60 people doing it, but we still got the same 100. If you got 160 people now where you once had 100, it's more people. It seemed like things are happening just as much, but it's not permeating the situation. It's not saturating it, whatever that thing is, because it's actually just more people. It would be a trend thing, more trendy if it's like 30 go to 60 within the 100. But if 30 go to 60 with 160 people versus the 100, that's a different thing. Now it looks like more. It can even be 70 instead of 60, but it's 70 within the 160 versus 60 within the 100. So the reason why you seeing these things more and they seem more prevalent because it's just more people doing everything. And it's not so much this big culture shift. Because even with gun violence, if we look at statistically, it's not really the issue. It's a issue. It's definitely an issue amongst young black men. But when we look at across the black community, it's not really an issue of you saying, and these numbers can be wrong, so look them up. But I want you to look the numbers up. Because that's another thing. We have, you know, politics going on at a time where gun violence is actually going down. And it's always statistically been going down. And Philadelphia going through what it went through was an anomaly for a big city. And then you might ask, well, how do you know this? Because I do gun violence research. And I've seen the statistics. And I've done it. I've been reading about this way before I started doing the research. I was reading about it in prison 10, 15 years ago, where the trends actually be. See, gun violence is a thing that you can characterize a group of people with. And it's more exciting. It's more glaring. It's like race. You could get clicks and likes and shares and viewers if you talk about anything racial. Anything, because it's a very visceral issue. But most people that's talking about it are talking about it just for that, because people are going to respond to it, not because they're trying to solve it, not because racism has gotten less or worse or whatever, if we can measure racism, because it's been really consistent over time. It's just there. And then we live in a race. And it's funny that my people be, because we get into certain places and classes and certain informations, and we start trying to convince ourselves that these things aren't going on. And we start convincing ourselves that, oh, it's you. You just need to take accountability because you know now. But this shit is 500 years in motion. And it's in everything, especially if we talking about black folk. So, because this is conversation, because sometimes I'll be to myself, I'll be like, do you have another conversation? But it would be like me not talking about being black, and I'm black every day. That doesn't make sense. Why would I ever stop talking about being black and I'm black every day? Good, bad, and different. I could talk about it positively, negatively, however. Why would that doesn't make sense to me. Why would that not always be my conversation? Especially considering, for those of y'all who think that something has changed or something is different or we just not looking at it right, I'm affected by being black every day. Every day. And I don't turn the blinders on. I don't act like interactions aren't what they are. And I am the dude that, like I tell y'all about Chris Rock, I'm looking for the racism. Because I have to look for it, because there's certain black folk who moving around, and this might be their defense mechanism, within themselves. And they're telling people race doesn't matter anymore. And I think that's more hurtful than talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever trauma you're going through by talking about it. I know we believe in we control our own destiny, and I believe that. I do it every day. But I also, the way that I can make sure that I'm controlling my own destiny is knowing what I'm facing. And knowing that that's something that I have to walk through. And then I can manifest. Once I know all the things that I'm dealing with. Because it's funny how y'all be telling people, just blindly think of something and keep thinking about it and keep thinking. It don't really work like that. And most of y'all not tapped in enough to even tap into those energies. You're never going to be focused enough because you don't even know what to focus on. So it's not going to work. The secret is not going to work for you. Because there's other parts of it that you need to know. Holism is a real thing. Fragmentation is a very European concept, way of knowing things, fragmenting things. It's very left brain. And most Africans are right brain thinkers. It is what it is. I didn't make that up. So so it's like it just be funny to me because it's like it's like when I first got locked up, man, 20 years ago, 25 years ago now. And having this conversation about racism being a conspiracy theory that black people are playing with the race card. Like, what? And I really had these conversations with black people. So that's the reason why I know. And it was just 20, 25 years ago. And now to be looking at young people who really still don't know what's guiding them. In school, what's guiding what has their parents misguiding them? People who are well-intentioned misguiding them? Because we don't have that proper information, or when we do start digging into the information, we have too many of our own people telling us that's not the reason. You're using it as a crutch, because I still hear people say that too, which is crazy. When I can show you all of these statistics that this shit is not a crutch, it's a fucking attack. Nobody using an attack as a crutch. To do what? Kill yourself faster? Yes, that's exactly what you're doing. When you believe being knowledgeable and aware of your oppression of the enemy, yes, anything that's trying to kill me is an enemy. I don't give a fuck what you're now. Y'all can make it, parse through it and say, we can't make it an individual white person. Well, I know as a group in these places, in these systems, and they don't hide it. I just be saying, listen, we just need to have our systems and our strategies ready. We need to have our own data. Shout out to PAR, Participatory Action Research. Shout out to Dr. Wilson, Fathership Foundation, Hood Feminist, Dr. Hitchens. I always be ready to say Hutchins. It might be Hutchins too. I always get it mixed up. Brooklyn, I apologize, baby. I always mess. I never know. Is it Hitchens or Hutchins? And I know you done told me like 1,000 times. But the Hood Feminist, check her out on Instagram, PhD, young black woman, University of Maryland. And then, definitely shout out Dr. Payne, Yasser Arafat Payne. Yasser Arafat Payne, tenure professor, University of Delaware. Real folks, real black people. Try and use the data to free us. You know what I'm saying? The liberation. And then I seen that shout out to all my folks, the brother Reezy. I seen, the Reparations Commission, the task force. I might be calling it the wrong thing, but shout out to you, bro. You know a lot of what we do with PAR. When you read the book, Murder Town USA, written by Dr. Payne, Dr. Hutchins, I think running on that too. I don't want to leave my brother out, but a lot of the story that we tell around the data and us collecting the data and us understanding policies, protocols, financial, like shit that they getting with our information, people coming to preeminent thought with our data that's not from our community. Academics are saying that these people are the preeminent thought about our community because they came to our community, found a way to siphon that information, that data, and now they're writing the stories. They're helping to write the policies that's going to dictate this community. They helping, corporations understand how to sell stuff to us based on this data. You feel me? It's kind of like being mindful of these type of trends. All right, over the 2 years where violence was spiking during the pandemic, when the cops wasn't moving and people were spinning back. I'm just, cops can disagree with me if they want, but I'm just saying, cats getting shot on 52nd and Market with a mobile joint there. It be cops on 59th, 60th and Market regularly. A lady got shot there. And there's cameras all on that block. So how? And we don't have no suspects. So I don't see how you could tell me the police car is right there on 60th and Market. And it'd be one right. They even put one of the mobile home type things on 52nd and Market. You know what I'm saying? So, if you telling me you doing your job, a lot of cops are telling me is certain like rules, where it ties their hands and all of that. And for me, it's just like, then be more proactive. Are you trying to protect and serve or not? And you know why? And I can get into this conversation with cops if they want. I'm cool with that. You know why people feel how they feel. You know why these rules are able, these laws, the few that is for the people, I guess. You know why they were written? Because cops kill people. In particular, people that look like me. So it's a reason. It's stop and frisk don't work. I mean, it works for property rights. It works for owners, equity. I know that's important. That's one of the reasons why we get treated how we get treated, because we don't have equity. We were swindled out of our equity. Don't y'all believe y'all ain't work hard enough for it. Because ain't nobody in this country work harder than us. We should have all the equity, to be honest. America was the superpower that it once was. Pay attention to that. Because of free labor and hard workers that look like me. And we were cheated out of our equity. So the cops are definitely in place to protect property. Protect owners, people who have equity. But those of us who are that baked in underclass I talk about all the time, the cops are not really there. They're there to keep us away from the property, the land, the owners, the planters, the oligarchy, whatever, the aristocrats, whatever you want to call the 1% or 10% or whatever we calling them these days. And I do understand that there's a lot of cops working who don't even understand that. They don't know their history. They don't know the policies. They don't know about redlining well enough. They've heard the word. They could say that it was a racist thing, but do you know details? Do you know that the banks participated in this? Because when we just, we say these things, and I've had people Let it be known. Like, stop saying pretty words. But the banks were involved with keeping us economically out. And we still fought to get homes. Overpaid for them. We still were ushered into certain neighborhoods that we made or maintained because we started to get like Uptown, like Hilltop, Willow Grove, places like that where black people went and they was living decent lives. They got their money and then, they sent the crack in and fucked their shit up. And, it is what it is. Now we starting all over again, seem like. But it is a thing. And we don't have enough history. That's a real thing. The narrative is still important. The data and the narrative go hand in hand. So when you do have, law enforcement that's out there, you got to be honest about it. You got to be honest what you're dealing with. And stop and frisk, you could look at the statistics from New York. Yeah, crime went down, but look how racially charged it was. You feel what I'm saying? And most of the people who was statistically will have this stuff, you don't stop them. This is all stuff y'all can read about. Anybody that's in a debate with somebody about any type of stop and frisk and do it really work, look at the statistics. Because these same people will tell you how bad the criminal justice system is. How racially motivated that is. But then on the same time would tell me that stop and frisk works because you fearful. Because that's what it becomes. And that becomes a class issue between black folk. And one of the biggest things, us not protecting us. Because if we don't want to send our folks in the system, then what system do we have to make sure everybody is going to be protected in our community? That's the thing. And now we play with it. It's what they say, like, damn, if a black man ain't acting right, woman, you can always call the cops. If a black mom ain't acting right, kids, y'all can always call the agencies. This the game that's being played. We always going to somebody else for the ultimate protection, at least we think. Who can punish, at least we think. So it'd be funny to me that I've had conversations with people who tell me stop and frisk in some way is necessary. Don't agree. Never will. And then you got those same people telling me that the criminal justice system has proven to be racist. That's not a conspiracy theory. That ain't nothing we got to debate. You got black lawyers, judges, and prosecutors. And I'm talking about the defense lawyers, prosecutors, and judges. They got books telling you about it. Read Charles Blow, anything from Charles Blow. Read Wes Moore. These books is out here. Cats that been prosecutors telling you what they've been taught. So it just be funny to me is like, we willing to send people to the system, and then I understand why, because we feeling like ultimately we don't have any protection. It's the same thing with the boogeyman called teenage black boys. It's like grandma don't have no way to protect herself from a 16-year-old boy. Because she can't call me. Because I really don't give a fuck unless I'm talking about going to the Chinese store and thinking they're going to rob me, or going to the gas station. That's the only time I care. Me, 45-year-old black man, and a lot of other people, the only time you care is when that is clear and present for you. When we need people to step up in these communities and challenge the status quo in the thought process, motherfuckers don't be caring. I'm gonna just keep it real. I don't have time for this. These kids are just bad. And the parents, it's the parents. Nah, it's the so-called educated person that is not really educated's fault too. Because you don't got no strategies in hand. You don't have no resolution that you coming up with. You leaning on the same old thing. Listen, some of these kids just got to go to jail. All right, until it's you and your boy. So, I mean, what I'm really just asking for is like people to be be black in any space they in. And part of being black is loving other black people. Yeah. Even when they get on your fucking nerves. Because it's a part of you that know why they're acting the way they're acting. Not saying to let people just do whatever they want to you, but we got to have that pause with our people because we know what we've all been through. Whether you want to acknowledge it or not, I know people be like, yo, you always talk, because it's still prevalent. Yeah, I'm talking about it because I'm black and I've dealt with it on a lot of different levels. So stop and frisk don't work. You know what I'm saying? And I heard some things. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna wait it out. I'm gonna wait it out. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see what we talking about. Cause all I'm saying is it got to be all about us when we get it, right? Cause when other people got it, they'll lie to make sure it's still about them. They'll make you think they never did nothing to nobody. And everybody did something to them. Yo! But when black people start acting like that, it's like, no, it's a line. I know these things have happened, but let's wait and let the process work itself out. He dead in the street. What process is y'all talking about? Them motherfuckers only call him a name. And they telling you everybody ain't no good. And motherfuckers rock with it. So, you know, I'm on black folk all day, every day. I love black folk. I'm gonna go through it. Whatever's gonna happen in this boat, I'm in it. I ain't getting out. I'm just letting y'all know I ain't getting out the car. However it's gonna go down, I'd rather it go down in here than I go over there. I ain't going over there. So, this is PSA, Philly Service Announcement, Takeover Tuesday, Takeover Love, Support, Grace, Social Activism, Resource, and Art. Shout out to my brother Took, man. You know what I mean? He's like, yo, if you come early, that's a funny. If you come on time, you could get some more time. He ain't say that, but you know me. You know what I mean? And I definitely appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? And he like, yeah, go ahead and get some time. So you don't be trying to go over on other people's time, man. Shout out to my brothers. I got to remember the name of the show. Because I know the brother make clothes. That's what he kind of known for. I know he probably do a lot of other things, So shout out to my brothers that come on after me. I got it because I know I'm going to mess the name up. I know again with an F is like Falouche or something like that. I might have said it right. I just don't want to bang it up. But make sure y'all check them out after me. At some point they going to have me on the show. I'm going to just stay in the seat, well, maybe wherever they want me to sit at, and we can chop it up. Because the last 2 times I listened to the show, and they've been on for maybe about 4 weeks now, I think. It was a good joint. I was like, damn, I can get in that conversation. You know what I'm saying? Especially when they was talking about the first show. When they was talking about being a dad and all the different things about good and bad about being a dad. When you talk about child support, you talk about dealing with the child's mother. What's your relationship with your child? Parenting, how should you be parenting? What is proper parenting for a man? Because we be having our rules as a man with our sons and a man with our daughters. You feel what I'm saying? And I understand that. So and it was dope to like hear the brothers talking about it. Hey baby. It was dope to hear the brothers talking about it and all that. So I got some. You want to get on the show? You don't want to get on the show today? Y'all don't never want. Well, you do got a bonnet on. I don't think you want to get on the show with a bonnet on. But Z in the building, y'all. I don't know what she came up here for today. She don't have no camera in her hand. You got a camera? Oh, all right. She got the camera. So listen, what I need y'all to understand is November 28th. November 28th. That's a Tuesday. November 28th on a Tuesday. So I'm probably going to do the show live from Cornerstone because we are doing the Pardon Me screening. November 28th, 5 to 7:30. Come check out this documentary about the economic impact of a pardon. The economic impact actually of having a criminal record and what a pardon can bring back, giving you that full citizenship. It's really a reset, so to speak. You know what I mean? It's crazy to even think like that in terms of being a citizen, but it's a reset. And this is what I mean by people put systems in play. And as long as you don't have a system to challenge it, you got to work within a system. And this is one of those things that we think works within the system for us to get, our citizenry. Like And then me, I can even ask a question of, once I get a part, and how much am I actually getting back? Not saying that it's not needed, because I'm definitely putting my paperwork in. Whatever, because I'm one of them people believe however we gotta fight, you need to be fighting on all fronts. Physically, intellectually, spiritually, emotionally, we need to be fighting on all fronts. Financially, because everything in America is weaponized against you. I know the black people who think that they manifested their way past it, they made enough money, they live in a different life. I can't debate with you. Even though I know I be seeing it with y'all too. I know. But the folks who be around where I be around, racism is still fucking us up, kicking our ass. We rumbling that shit every day. And some of y'all done got out, I guess. If that's what you want to call it. But it's a bunch of us up. We in here. You know what I'm saying? We in this shit. So a pardon is what you need if you have a criminal record like myself. I've been able to work hard with the record to do some things, do some amazing things, be very blessed to do things that I'm doing, and to do more. And me getting my pardon is only going to open it up even more. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still going to be rumbling. Because it's like, I'm going to get a pardon to go back to kind of where I started. Because I'm already in the shit, and then they put the felony on me. Then I get the felony. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm basically underground right now. And I'm rumbling down this bitch. And all the pardon going to do is bring me back to being behind again. And I'm going to just rumble from there. You know what I'm saying? But on some real shit, and that's real shit. But, yo, if you can get your pardon, come down November 28th. We don't grant pardons, but we will help you with the process. We will let you know how long the process is, what you're going to go through it. You're going to hear a lot of this in the documentary. We're going to have panelists who have completed the journey, some that's going through the journey, and, we're going to have some folks that's just starting it, like myself. And then some people who got to wait, like our moderator. So I'm going to run it down. So I got my brother, Coach Rock, Kenneth Thompson, SMU. Strawberry Mansion United. I ain't talking about SMU, the College, Sam Madison. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about Strawberry Mansion. And I love that community, man. I love what my brother doing. I love what his family is doing. All the brothers and sisters that's out there, like, listen, Strawberry Mansion United is like they're really, truly creating their own ecosystem. I love to tell people about the fact that Strawberry Mansion was not able to be gentrified. Was not able to be taken because it was too many homeowners. And that's something that started to permeate the community to let people know, oh, they trying to take this and they can't take it because we own our cribs? Oh, well, let's step that up some. You know what I mean? So I'm going to have my brother, Coach Rock, Kenneth Thompson, I'm going to have him moderate. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to have Victoria Best. And Victoria, she got to come on the show. I wish I could have tried to get her today, but maybe I might be able to get her Tuesday. Nah, not Tuesday. Probably the next Tuesday. We can talk. We can recap on what went on. So she is going to be one of the panelists. She's going through the process right now. And then we have two other panelists that have completed the process. So I didn't get the okay of who those two people were, because we had a few people that we can choose from. So, probably before the end of the day, I'll know. We're going to have a flyer going out. Y'all going to see it every day. We're going to be walking around with the flyers. It's going to be all over social media. I'm going to be sending this show, last show, every show. I'm going to be sending it around. I'm going to be DMing folks, come on out and support your kid. You know what I'm saying? Support the kid. Me. I'm not a kid anymore, but the kid, y'all get it. But I definitely want anybody who say they support me, anybody who say they love me, anybody who wants some of these resources, you want to network, you want to get the process started, pardon process, you want to learn more about the process. The next day on the 29th, we'll be doing trainings, because Cornerstone Drop-In Center, 2321 North Broad Street, will become a pardon hub, where if you want to get your pardon process started, you need information on the pardon process, you can come to the center, and our staff will be fully trained and equipped to help you out, help you through the process. Shout out to Pulse, Philadelphia Lawyers for Social Equity. They will definitely be in the building. Toby, one of the I'm not gonna say a founder, but one of the executive directors, because I'm not sure if Tobe is a founder or not. If you are, I apologize. But but Toby is extremely instrumental in everything that goes on with Pulse and the part and steering committee. Shout out to all the brothers and sisters on that steering committee. We are across the state now. You know, shout out to Evan, Tony, Paula. I appreciate you, Paula, for real. Pastor Simmons, Michelle Simmons. I always be thinking Sims, but because I met Judge Sims working with Pulse many moons ago. I don't know if she's still on a board or anything like that, but that was dope. But shout out to the pastor. Why not prosper? I know y'all know that. You know, she is actually, we on two things together. We on a part and steering committee together. Her leadership was and is amazing. And then on we on a Drexel advisory board. Shout out to Hakeem. You know, Shujin. Shujin is the one who brought it all together like that. But Shujin is the second Mike Lee fellow, which y'all probably seen from the show last week. He is the one that created, produced, directed the documentary called Pardon Me. This is his second documentary, as y'all probably, if y'all should have watched the show. He also did one called Walkies. That's something that he's a filmmaker, period, point blank. So he'll definitely be one of the panelists as well, telling about how the movie was made, going through the process himself. I think Shu in the middle of the process. I'm not certain if he got his part in yet, but you know, if y'all come down and y'all gonna be able to talk to him in person, so y'all will be able to know. So that 5 to 6, we're gonna do some networking. We're gonna have some food. You know, we gonna do it how we supposed to do it, man. Get this information gathered, get these resources gathered, and then disseminated to the people, and particularly Black people. Because, you know, we have an overrepresentation in the criminal justice system. So majority of the people who need pardons, because they've been railroaded all together, they locked up for something they didn't do. They took a deal for something out of fear or coerced or didn't understand. They get more time in most cases. So if you did a 2.5 to 5, it probably should have been a 1 to 2. But your skin color dictated that you, not mitigating circumstances or even, you know, negative circumstances. I can't think of the word right now. Just the color of your skin. And that's something that you can read about. Same thing with death row. You know what I'm saying? So if anybody need to utilize the pardon process at an alarming rate, it's me and mine. It's me and my folks, because we have been treated in the criminal justice system in a very vicious way. And a lot of times we're overcharged, too much time, over sentenced. You know what I'm saying? Just the whole 9. So 9 times 10, you probably did 10 years and you probably was only supposed to do 5, if you were supposed to even do that 5. We really want to get into the minutia of criminal justice and how Black folk are targeted, over prosecuted, or just overrepresented because they're targeted. So again, Victoria Best will be a panelist on November 28th at Cornerstone Drop-In Center, 2321 North Broad Street, for the Pardon Me, a documentary created, produced, directed by Shu Jin Moore, who was the first Mike Lee Fellow. The second Mike Lee Fellow. I was the first for Paul's Philadelphia Lawyers for Social Equity. And we both are part of the steering committee, who has done a lot for pardons, the process, streamlining the process, making it more accessible, giving people more information. And it's a heavy fight. Like, we be going at, shout out to what's the brother name that was what's his name? Brandon Flood. You know what I'm saying? He was I want to say I can't remember exactly what his role was with the pardon board, but he definitely was an ally of the pardon steering committee and Paul's as it pertains to making the pardon process more accessible, quicker, more streamlined. Don't ask you so many unnecessary questions. Like, we've been in the forefront. Brothers and sisters working with that pardon steering committee have been in the forefront of changing a lot about pardons that people probably wouldn't know. And Brandon Flood was somebody that definitely gave an ear, if not doing a lot more. I'm sure he did a lot more. Oh, Brandon Flood former secretary of board of pardons. And what makes that important is I think Brandon Flood did like 6 years, in prison. So he had that lived experience to be like, okay, we need to be doing this a little different. So I definitely appreciate that. I can't say that I know the brother personally, but I've met him. I've been on Zooms with him. I've been able to hear and see the work that he's done. And like I said, he definitely was an ally. If something that I'm saying about that is wrong, I would definitely love for hopefully somebody from Pulse or the Pardon Steering Committee to be able to tell me like, nah, Brandon wasn't rocking with us at all. But every time I heard him talk, I was around, I heard people talk about him. It was more along not him doing everything and doing everything right, but him being somebody that helped push a lot forward with what we were doing and get some of the changes that a lot of people on the Pardon Steering Committee worked hard for and continue to work hard for. So, again, November 28th, yeah, I'm going to keep saying it. Tuesday, that's a Tuesday. It's from 5 to 7:30. We will be showing. Thank you, Paula. Shout out to Paula. I appreciate you. Yes, he was and is an ally. You know what I'm saying? In this fight. And then that's going to lead to more things about, commutations, about expungements. Like the work is going to keep going. Cuz it's read the newsletter. Read Pulse's newsletter. That's what I would tell anybody to do. Philadelphia Lawyers for Social Equity, and you will see all of the work. You will see this as a statewide movement now. And I remember when I first started working with Pulse as a Mike Lee Fellow, it was pretty much just Philadelphia. Because I remember getting a lot of people asking me like, are y'all in Bucks County? Are y'all in, Montgomery County? And it was like, I could probably reach out to some people who can help you. But right now, we kind of just in Philly. The name Philadelphia Lawyers for Social Equity, you know what I'm saying? So seeing this thing expand and having people be, all over the state and putting their hubs together and like really standing firm, that's a dope joint, right? Oh, somebody put some shout out to the Cornerstone Drop-In Center food distribution every Wednesday, 2321 North Broad Street, 10 a.m. Now, the reason why that is important, and the person who put it up, because I can't see your John right now, because I had to go to Phil Abundance in person today and make sure that we were because 2 weeks in a row we didn't get food, and we had roughly about 100 people, probably over 100 people there both weeks, and they got food last week, but that was just on a humbug from a church who just brought us deliveries, and I don't even remember who I talked to or anybody else talked to get this delivery in, but it was so needed, and I appreciate the church, the pastor, whoever thought of us, whoever I talked to or somebody on our staff talked to know that this was a place where y'all could bring the food, and it was given away as soon as they pulled up. As soon as they dropped it off, it was going back out. But what I found out was we have to order the food every week, and that's the stuff we'll be getting straight from Phil Abundance from their factory. And then we have this other thing that we get called a food rescue. And really basically what that is, whatever the supermarket, and in this case, we get a lot of stuff from Trader Joe's, whatever they is about to expire, right on shelf life, stuff like that, they give it to us. So when you get it, and I tell people this, when we get the food from Phil Abundance, from Trader Joe's, and we get that rescue, that food is 2-3 days about to hit the shelf life is about to be up. Now, you could probably, a lot of it, you have the shelf life, and then you have the food actually going bad if it's not refrigerated. So they'll tell you, like, yeah, you can exceed the shelf life if you freezing it. So I tell people, like, you got a day, maybe 2, with a lot of this stuff. And then, like, the meats and all that, you could throw that in the freezer and use it whenever. So we get that, and then we get the shop, basically, at Phil Abundance. The funny thing was me, I talked to a lady down there, and she was like, the people said you told them to call us. We got all these calls. And I'm like, lady, you ain't get all these calls. But you got calls. They ain't get no food. So what she told me was, she said, listen, you just got to make sure that y'all keep all y'all emails update, all y'all phone numbers updated. So I was like, cool. Because she was like, apparently your phone number has changed. And we was trying to email, and we was trying. And I was like, okay. But y'all could have called. Y'all know the number. But they said the people told him, I said call. I came outside, the people were already on the phone with him. I was like, yeah, talk to him then. Let us find out what's going on. But I ain't tell them to call. They just was on it because they was calling on me. They called my executive director talking about they holding the food. I get a call from his man like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Other people that I work with, they like, yo, these people be calling here saying you keeping the food. I was like, yo, this is crazy. Yo, appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Fly day. All day. Fly shit only. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my brothers, man. You know what I'm saying? I am the assist, bro. I appreciate you putting that up there. Because my whole shit is to empower people. Like, give y'all that pass, man. Get you a layup real quick. You feel me? I can see the whole floor. You just got to run with me. That's it. You just got to run with me. I can see the whole floor. Just run with me. The assist going to get you a layup, bro. I'm telling you. So, again, man, Phil Abundance, we definitely going to get the food tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to call him again. Matter of fact, well, I could do it as soon as the show over, but I'm going to call him, make sure, email him, make sure my stuff coming tomorrow because my people wasn't happy, man. And they normally some ornery people anyway. They come to the line ornery, like, but they came up with their own system and all that. But you always got people that's going, you know, complain because they don't know, complain because they don't really know what else to do. You know, so I don't really have a problem with that. You know, my issue is more the fact that it's something going on where folks need this food. I don't mind giving the food out. And another thing about giving out food and giving out assistance and aid, you have to be very balanced with it. Because I read in a book a while ago, you know, like different like political and military strategies, and one to destabilize a country, make the people feel entitled, like they know they supposed to get some free shit. Because what that'll do, that'll make people not want to work. You know, they won't aspire for a lot of things because they know they're gonna get stuff free. Come on, because they know they're gonna get stuff free. The other thing that can do is destabilize the country from a business standpoint, because if it's a farming company and y'all dropping bags, a farming country, and they make their money off of living off the land, if you start dumping pounds and tons of food in that community, the farmer is going to lose his business because the people can get free shit versus what they buying from him. The stores that you got that sell food or whatever the product is, they're going to lose their money too. And then people not going to want to work for the farm or work for their keep because why? They getting free food. So now you just destabilized that country. You just fucked up their economic system by dumping free food, something that looks, because you can weaponize anything, something that looks very benevolent and caring can be very nefarious. If you know, it's like a country like the most fertile farmland in the world is in and around Uganda, if I'm not mistaken. It might be the Congo. I could be wrong, but I know it's in that area. And if you saying that this is how these people make their money by farming, and again you drop tons of food, come on, and you drop tons of food on this country, what looks like from me and you from afar is something very look, you're taking care of the people, but you really destabilizing their country. You effing up their infrastructure. And you messing with the psyche of the people once they get free stuff too much. I see it every day. People, it's like a young boy asks you for anything. Matter of fact, they don't even gotta ask you. If you look out for them, I guarantee you in like 3-4 days, you're gonna get a cash app. You got 20? Can I borrow 20? I need to get some food. I need to catch an Uber. And that's a trend. I haven't met a young man or a young woman in the work that I do that I haven't extended my hand to in any type of way. Wherever I meet them at to have to give them any type of resources, and 2 to 3 days later, if it take that long, that same young person is on my line for $20. And because we've created a country because of all of the systems and the aid and the help, people feel entitled. People who shouldn't. They shouldn't feel entitled. You deserve a whole lot because you're a human being. But you shouldn't feel entitled to that. You know what I'm saying? Like you should, and especially like you deal with other people with entitlement. Like I just work for the organization. I just work for them. I'm a cog in the machine, so to speak. But you deal with me with an entitlement. And you think every organization has to allow you to do whatever you want, talk however you want, act however you want, not do the plan, whatever the plan is to help you, not utilize the resources correctly. And you know what I'm supposed to do every time? Here. You need some more? Here. You need some more? And my brother made a great point. We went to a meeting about, a land trust meeting, and it's about trying to make sure people always have a continuum of housing, not necessarily ownership, but this is just a way so people they'll have ownership. They don't necessarily have to own it, but they will have ownership. It will be their place, but it's supposed to be a continuum. If I need it for 2 years until I get on my feet, because if you live in rent free, you should be within 6 months, you should be paying on another house. So you can own your own. You're not supposed to just try to stay in this house until they kick you the fuck out and then say, look, this is discriminatory. They kicking me out. You ain't did shit with the crib in 5 years and you living in here rent free. You wasn't supposed to stay here that long. And if you was going to stay here that long, this house should look like something that you actually own because you're living rent free. So my brother says, if we don't have any accountability, y'all will be the only people that will get housing. Because y'all just going to continue to use the resources up and never move out the way for anybody else to be able to get it. So how much? Now you discriminating against somebody by not being responsible. While at the same time telling people don't discriminate. Housing is a right. But you not making space for nobody else to take on that right. You just living rent free. And not doing anything with it. It's no accountability. So if we don't have accountability, we won't be able to keep taking care of folks or assisting folks or aiding folks, whatever you want to call it. But people in America, especially people who've been through systems, welfare and all that, like y'all feel entitled to it. And it is it's a debt that is owed to you, but not in that way. They do owe you. The same people who created welfare, they do owe you, but not like that. Don't start thinking that Section 8 crib is like your crib. Don't start living in the projects and putting plush carpets on project floors and all that shit. I've seen it. You know what I'm saying? Leather, everything in the crib, all the latest shit. This is the projects, yo. And then what they do, they seen y'all was going to leave. They just like, we're going to knock this shit down and make you move somewhere else. So we got to have a conversation about entitlement all day because I do feel it. And y'all do deserve a hell of a lot, especially talking about my folks. Y'all, listen, anything y'all say y'all supposed to get in America, I would not be a person. What's up with y'all? What's going on? I would not be a person to say, no, black person. No, black people deserve everything in America. If you pointed at a building downtown and say, you know what? That should be mine. I'm not a black person that's going to argue with you. Because it should. You probably built it. Your ancestors, if we look it up, they might have built it and are buried under it. It's just with how it happens in America. I'm just telling y'all. So the building probably should, let me stop, y'all. But that's a real thing. But can you please, could you sit here smiling and all that? Can you tell the people who you are, please?
I'm Sabria.
Come on, you're gonna have to put the headphones on. I know they not woman friendly. I've been told that. But put the headphones on so we can get this content. Thank you.
I'm Sabria, owner operator of the Brown Sugar Shack, plant-based vegan sandwich shop in North Philadelphia.
That wasn't open today. Our brother was trying to get a sandwich on his way to work.
Open today.
And the only option that he has from where his house is at to where the center is at is the Brown Sugar. And then she wasn't open. But go ahead, my bad. I ain't mean to interrupt. While you was telling the people who you are and what you do.
The winter season right now, we're only open 3 days a week.
Okay.
Wednesday through Friday.
It's not cool, but okay.
I know. I'm working on it.
All right.
But yeah, you could come to us if you don't have to be vegan to come check us out.
Yes.
You could just want to, have a better, choice of diet. You want to switch up, maybe get rid of some meat a couple days a week. You know, just try something new, and actually help yourself in the process.
I was about to say that about. I think your joint is like a good transition space for people. Like it's like, all right, I don't want to just go all out vegan, vegetarian, but I do want some options that can get me over that side if I really want to go all the way over there. Yeah. And the thing about being vegan is so y'all vegans, boy. No, it ain't even the vegans. No, it's not the vegans. It's the vegan haters. Who are the issue. It's not the vegan. It's the motherfucker that's soon, and I mean it like that. It's the motherfucker that as soon as you say, I don't eat meat, they be like, well, why you eating that dairy? Why you eating that cheese? Why you eating them eggs? Damn. I come in, I'm looking at, you know, I ain't had beef ribs in years. I want one little beef rib. Oh, dang, you ain't supposed to be over here. This is the meat section. Fuck are you talking about? My mom made this. Get out of here. Like, seriously, it's the vegan, it's the vegan scrutinous. I'm not even gonna say hater. They screwing now. When you tell a black, yo, my man told me one time, this is some funny shit. I from 07 to 18, I ate no meat upstate. And the funny thing about upstate is when you change your diet, you just eliminate shit. It ain't no, you don't find a replacement. You just eating less shit. You know what I'm saying? Like when you like, all right, I'm gonna get healthy. Well, you cutting out half of the prison diet when you get healthy, and it ain't no replacement. It ain't nothing that's gonna come. So you gonna have to get good with oatmeal on a regular basis. I love oatmeal. Probably ate it twice since I've been home in 5 years. Cause that was like my main go-to for everything. The oatmeal, like we gonna get the oatmeal. Then I got so crazy with it, I was like, is it too much sugar in this oatmeal? Cause you know they gave us the packs. You know, my brother Zuberi, yo, he was like, we was reading a book called African Holistic Health. I would tell any black person, y'all talk about Dr. Sebi, nothing wrong with Dr. Sebi. Queen Afua, all of them, get with it, read them. But they all got their information from Dr. Africa. Look up African. Even some of these quote unquote so spiritual people, they got their information from Dr. Because it's not just a book about food. It's really holistic health in all the parts of it. From colors, sounds, crystals, rhythms, like everything goes with your food. Like this is a big continuum. Nothing that you do in life or in your body is happening by itself. There's other parts to it. That's why when people be like, just get into astrology. Well, you need to know about crystals then too. You need to know about numerology then too. Yeah, you need to know a little bit of African history too. For all of y'all, y'all be telling me about crystals and I'll be like, do you know what Mayat is? No. Do you know what Unktheology is? No. Do you know what Kemet is? No. Then how the hell you talking about crystals and you don't know how this thing all started? So I ain't gonna keep rambling on because I will do that. And I'm passionate about the vegan scrutiny. I don't like it. But my man did tell me, he's like, his homie from the projects, he told him, he was like, yo, my man don't eat meat. And he was like, people in the projects don't trust people that don't eat meat.
I get that a lot.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, you don't eat meat? No. Because we surviving in this bitch. We eating everything. Everything is going down. For real. And vegan food costs a lot of money, and people in the projects is not doing it. Maybe now, because the projects is something different. But, you know, shout out to my man Kane. Just slid in the Joinski. Again, November 28th. This young lady right here will be providing some of the are you bringing that salad again?
Yes, I am. It's very popular.
All right. Yes, the salad is made. My man Mill, you know, come on, man, sit down, bro. Everybody act like they scared to jump on the camera. Stop it, bro. Stop it. So this is what I would like to know. So I asked you to be a part of the solar event, and she doesn't do everything for free. I just want to let y'all know that this is a real business. So I asked her, you know, because we were doing something around solar and environmental justice and all that, we want to have healthy food. Like, you can't talk about these issues and then we got burgers and and pizza and all this shit. And I'm like, how the hell are we talking about being healthy across the board? The trees and all that, the air, but we eating this shit and it's synthetic. It's all corn. This is corn. It's not real shit. I'm just letting y'all know. Look it up. Look it up. I like to tell y'all. Look this shit up. So she's right around the corner from the center. Can you tell them again where you at so they can know to go there?
Susquehanna, right? You know, on 15th Street.
On
on Susquehanna.
On Susquehanna.
15th and Broad.
all right, Brown Sugar Shack. So, I go around there and everything. So I asked her, I'm like, yo, I'm doing this event, trying to do some healthy food. I'm like, she was like, no, I'll do it. And I'm like, I ain't got no fucking money. And she said, no, ain't change, ain't switch. She's like, no, I'll do it. I'm like, I'm looking at the phone like, did I say this? Did you hear? Matter of fact, I think I called you back just to make sure. Like, listen, I ain't trying to be on no bullshit, but did you say free again?
I gotta make sure this is free.
Right.
Please.
Right. So she come through. She show love. The food is amazing.
Fact.
Everybody was talking about the salad. People always talking about, I don't want to eat none of that stuff, vegan stuff, this, that, and the third. They mopped it and was looking for more. And, some more people came looking for it. They went to 15 for Susquehanna, 16 for Susquehanna looking for it. So the question that I have is, again, why? Because you came on the show and you talked about it, but, we got time. We can hear the whole story about why would you do such a thing? You know what I'm saying?
I think it's important, first off, to give back. But I was living in D.C. when I actually came up with the idea because, they already, everybody hip to it down here, but they still don't have, like, a real quick drive-through. Like, I'm drive-through with my kids. We eat out, fast food Friday. I'm the only one. I'm like, I can't get nothing but French fries. So I'm like, I want to order, I want to go to the drive-through and get a burger, some pizza or something, but plant-based, vegan, if I can. So I said I was going to come home and open up my own restaurant. Because I was born and raised here in Philly, 11 for Susquehanna. So that's where I was born at.
I ain't real North Philly. We ain't got had a conversation about it.
Right.
Real North Philly or not?
That shit's still real.
Yeah.
Still real.
And it's crazy because Susquehanna's like right on the line. That's what they tell Temple students, like, you on your own when you go on the other side of Susquehanna. No, that's what they told me. Like, I ain't make that up. They told me that. Like, they're told that when they come, you other side of Susquehanna, you on your own.
So that's what I did. And Temple, I was like a Temple kid, summer camp and all that Temple thing here. So the area was perfect. And Don, shout out to Don, from Don's Zoo Shop, staple in the community. I rest his soul right now. But he gave me a chance, let me rent out some of his little property. And I've been banging since 2020. Since 2020, we actually opened up in the middle of the pandemic and was booming. So I just felt like it was important to bring it back to the community. Although I get lots of hate. I mean, everything coming. It's coming up now. It's getting a little better with us folk. I kind of knew I could sell to the students because, the younger folks, the millennials, they into the vegan thing a little more. But I wanted to touch base with the community as well. Lately, it's been really good with the community just wanting to eat better and, find out what they can do. And I like being that middleman where I'm not necessarily raw vegan and I'm not necessarily... I'm not fast food. You can't get no dairy at my spot. You can't find no meat products. You can't find no white sugar. Nothing white. Everything brown. Everything. You can't find none of that.
I've been saying this for so many years.
Like, it starts with the little things.
Nothing white is good for you.
Yeah.
I'm just white. Y'all can look it up however y'all want. White women, sugar, rice. I'm only saying that from a historical standpoint. Like, and fuck historical standpoint. Look them up. Look what they do. I'm not saying, I know y'all like, but I know Shirley. Yeah, Shirley is an isolated person over here with you.
Right.
Exactly.
So who are all the isolated Coke defenders and allies and all that stuff y'all say about being close to black people? And I'm okay with it. But I'm being honest. I've been around a lot of white women who are vicious. College, when I was in college, vicious. Corporate America, vicious.
Even worse.
Vicious. On the streets, vicious. Even the one little chick that live in your neighborhood and got the black kids. Because she could go home whenever she wants. She's down here for nothing. She don't want to say I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just, because if she tell them she's sorry, she can come back. She don't want to say I'm sorry. But listen. White rice, not good for you.
Not good.
Bleached. Flour, not good for you.
Not good.
Bread, not good for you. I mean, we can go with noodles.
He talking to you, man.
Sugar. Milk.
Tear you up.
It ain't no good. But go ahead. My bad.
Yes. I be also trying to educate, to that extent where you don't have to go completely raw vegan to actually change your diet and eat healthy, and like the little things really help, like eliminating milk, cheese, white sugar.
I love cheese though.
Cheese is the hardest thing for people. It's the
Cheddar
hardest
make
thing.
everything better.
But they getting
telling
better.
ya.
The plant-based cheeses are getting much better, and if you get good at seasoning, which I kind of
good
took
at
a
that.
year
Mama-
of mastering.
My brother,
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, can I compliment this lady right here on not just breaking black people, because I want to say ninjas, into that lifestyle, because I've been practicing it for like the last couple weeks. But like when you break people into that lifestyle with a bunch of shit they never ate before, bro.
Yeah.
Like, don't introduce me to the vegan shit with some vegetable overseas.
Like,
that I never- yeah, come on, give me one.
Nah, Parmesan eggplant or some
No,
shit like
no,
that. Like
no, that's kind of regular, but
the eggplant regular.
no, eggplant is like, I know.
Okay.
It.
All right.
But it's like, don't it be some bullshit that I never heard of before, and you be like, yeah, eat this, and I be like, bro, what the fuck?
What is that? You gotta ease me into it. And,
Yeah,
but that's the
real
funny
rap.
thing about what I just was saying to her about her spot is like it can ease you into it. Like you don't just gotta
That's-
go jump cold
my
turkey.
goal.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just go
That's-
jump right
that's
into
the
it.
beauty of it.
Yeah.
Right.
The food tastes good. It's a lot of stuff I'm familiar with. And the texture, because I'm a real stickler
Very
on that
important.
shit with the texture,
Mhm.
because if we trying to trick ourselves into thinking we
Mhm.
eating the meat, the texture is important, because I ate fucking tomatoes.
Mhm.
But shout to this, she threw it on a vegan taco salad, and that shit, like the way the textures are all the
together, meshed
greenery
together.
all together with the sauce on it, bro. That shit was amazing.
I already
I
know.
brought it around to you.
Yeah,
Yo,
I
what's
already
up?
know. We had
Yeah,
this.
man.
Yo, I don't know if
Hey,
it
yo,
was
we
the
live. Say hi to my people, y'all. They
Yo.
love y'all.
November 28th.
Okay.
Tuesday, November 28th, Pardon Me screen and documentary. Come down and check it out, man.
Come
Bring your
through.
folks down. If y'all want to get the pardon process started, you just want to know more about it. November 28th, 2321 North Broad Street,
Because I
Tuesday.
know a lot of y'all niggas that follow me got records. So let me speak y'all language. Y'all niggas got records. Come
Mhm.
get them shits taken care of.
Yeah.
And this shit is for free. Because I know y'all love that word better than
For
anything.
free ski.
But it's free. You heard me?
And the next day, we'll be doing pardon training. All my staff. Shout out to Ashley, another one of the credible messengers that slid in. Well,
Shout
she
out
was
to-
in here, but we was in here talking. But shout out to Ashley. Like, all our staff is going to get trained in being able to understand the pardon process, walk somebody through the pardon process. And like I said, after the 29th, because the screening is the 28th, 5 p.m. to 7:30. And then we're going to come right back to the same spot the next day, the 29th, on Wednesday, from 11 to 1. And we're going to do the pardon training to kind of, like I said,
Right.
teach people about the application, all the little ins and outs that people that's trying to go through the process and know will become a pardon hub. So come down, man.
Come through.
Whoever you is on
Uh-huh.
there.
So
Come
that
down.
means after the 29th, we'll be able to help all you brothers with records to start your pardon process.
Yes.
If you got felonies.
And-
Go ahead.
And we gonna be expungement process. Some of y'all don't need pardons. Pardons
Right.
are for those who have convictions.
Right.
A conviction cannot be expunged. They got sealing process. I'm not too cool with that. I don't think that even makes sense. But you could get a lot of things expunged. Arrest, which look like convictions depending on who looking at it. Apartments, schools, jobs. An arrest can look like you got convicted. If it's, and you might have 10 arrests, ain't never went upstate, never even was in the precinct that long. But if you don't get that off your record, it's going to look like it. But that's something that can be expunged. Charges. Some people go from the charging part, from the arrest part to being charged, but they never face trial. But you went through the arraignment and all of that. You might even got to the prelim part.
Yeah.
So you've been charged. That arrest and that charge is still on your record. And it say what you got arrested and charged with. So again, when people who don't know at schools, at jobs, places where you might want to live, when they see it, all they saying, oh, this nigga just be running around with guns all day. You ain't never get convicted of nothing. But you to them, you have a record. So the expungement process That's something we all need to look into because you might have got arrested before and don't know that that's on your record. And that promotion that you didn't get probably didn't come from you not working hard enough and not knowing. They went on your shit and say, well, shit, he got the job, but he got a record. Whole time you got arrested in college. And that is still sitting there. And that's a real thing. So the pardon process is what we talking about today for the 28th. Come through about that. Convictions have to be pardoned. They cannot be expunged. They cannot be expunged. A conviction has to be pardoned. But everything else, you could clear all that stuff and make your record look a lot different. If you got one conviction and it looked like you got 10 of them, and then you get these arrests and shit taken off, you get the charges taken off, and then it's just that one singular thing that's just sitting there. That can mean a lot when somebody is determining what they might think about your character or whatever. And I'm not saying that process is always correct, but we got to get as much out the way as possible that we can that we can get out the way. Because you're going to have a whole lot of other shit that you're going to face without that. You know what I'm saying? But going back, do you need a pardon? Do you need anything expunged?
No, I'm good.
I do.
You sure?
I'm sure.
Hey.
I don't know. We're going to have to put her John through there. You're going to have to get her name through the John to make sure. Because no, but I've been at clinics. I'm playing with you. But I have been to clinics where people just come and randomly, and it'd be like, damn, I ain't know. And then they start really going back to when they didn't get into that apartment, when they might have didn't get that job. And these people that got PhDs and stuff like that who just didn't know or didn't remember. They didn't remember that arrest in college. That been sitting on their joint forever because they don't expunge nothing for you. And even when you go through processes that say that they are going to expunge it, you still need to go double check and make sure that they expunge it. A lot of folks with juvenile records need to do that. A lot of folks, because a lot of juvenile detentions, diversions have that process at the end of it where they say, once you go through this, you will be automatically expunged. You have to check. You have to check. This another thing. If you beat your case, you need to go back and make sure that arrest and those charges and all of that. Because a lot of us beat our case and think, oh, it's a done data. I'm out of here.
Fuck no.
You still got a record. It still has arrest and charges on it. And again, I'm being demonstrative about it because it's a lot of folks who are being denied shit and you never got convicted of nothing because you thinking that arrest or that charge. I never went to jail. I mean, I never got convicted. I never went to prison, so I didn't do anything. But it's on your record. So, I don't know. You might have did your dirt in D.C. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's like, nah.
Y'all tuning in.
It is okay. So, as a part of, so one of the things that we definitely want to link up and do is, we have 2 farms that we work with and around, and we want to connect them. We was talking about it earlier. We want to connect you with those farms. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Are you ready to talk about the other part of it or no?
What part? Yeah.
With the kids and all of that?
Oh yeah, that's fine.
So she wants to turn the shack into, an entrepreneurial, well, I can't even get it out. Teaching the kids about business, being an entrepreneur, a chef or somebody who aspires to be a chef. Okay. And then the nutritional eating, I might be leaving a part out, but the nutritional eating part of it, like being able to explain certain things to people about why it's important to eat this way. Because I do know a few folks who know how to cook, but they can't really explain to you. They know the food is good for you. Right. It's kind of that thing like, it's good, just eat it. It's good for you. It's better than that right there. But they can't explain to you why it's good, And I think that's something that people who are aspiring to be chefs and already chefs, you should understand what this food can do positively for folks and what it can do negatively. Like, it's not going to keep people from eating as much as you think. Motherfuckers is not going to stop eating mac and cheese because you tell them the cheese is not good for them. Right. They not going to do it because I'm not going to do it. I'm not. You understand? And I don't want, and as much as I'll eat a sandwich with vegan cheese on there, I'm not eating no mac and cheese with no vegan cheese. I tasted it before. Nobody has got the science. Nobody got the science. You got the science?
Try mine yet,
I knew she was going to say that. I knew she was going to say it. But nobody got the science, bro. Because people barely got the science to make mac and cheese, period.
Yo, I need that shit to be stringy, man. I've been on this for a couple weeks. I feel great. I must say, like, the change in my diet feel good, but I'm fucking everybody's shit up.
Listen,
that shit over with.
I'm hungry right now, to be honest, but we gotta wait. 'Cause I ain't ate all, because I've been on a journey with the brother, because I know I had to step back in on myself. That's something that's not something that's foreign to me. You know what I'm saying? Just not eating meat at all. And even when I do, I normally probably twice a week. We have had an overabundance of meat products in my house for like the last 3 weeks. but probably longer, because I got a lot of people in my house right now. I love having people in my house too. I just be wanting people to keep it clean. That would be nice. Hey, but I love having people in my house. I just want it to be clean.
Pause button for you.
No, we ain't doing the pause, bro. You know I don't do the pause, bro. I don't do the pause, bro.
I feel like it just add some hilarious, because you be on some serious shit
all day.
No, real rap. But
no, but this the funny shit. For real. I'm a funny motherfucker though. Seriously. For real. Like, I'm a funny motherfucker. I make motherfuckers laugh all day, man. Yeah, no, my seriousness.
He just had abundance of meat.
So, on to the next thing. So, we were asking her about making the Brown Sugar Shack potentially a place where young folks can come and learn about a variety of skill sets by being an entrepreneur, being a chef, nutritional food, having that connection with the farms, because that would be a perfect part of the whole, where we could literally like take them to the farm. They will help you pick the stuff. They come man the fort for 5 hours. 3 days, 15 hours a week of good food. Like, this is crazy to me. But anyway, so why was that an idea? Like, you know, I know you probably want employees. Because any business owner, that's what you're supposed to be moving towards at some point, not running your business.
Right. That's
you know what I'm saying?
My next step.
Right.
Yeah. But it's also to give back and to teach. And I also want to say that on Thanksgiving, if you go ham, and that's fine, because we are addicted to certain foods and certain, eating in certain, plates. We just gotta have it, like mac and cheese and things like that. Learn to flush.
I feel like you. I feel like it was a little lightweight shot at the love of mac and cheese.
You have to have it, because I get it, but you can learn how to flush it out, or at least if you are into, if you have had a day that you had tons of meat at the house, like a bunch of mac and cheese.
Laughing at you.
You can learn to flush with water and fruit and apples and things like that. Like, just go ham with that, for the next couple of days or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then if you haven't been going ham, your body gonna already go ham on you,
right?
Because you try and intake this just because you love the taste or you're addicted to the
Shutting
taste.
Them down.
But if you follow through with a flush in the simplest way. More water for the next 2 to 3 days. More apples. Apple is a natural, flushing agent. Yes,
fiber,
it's perfect. Exactly. Okay. Berries or whatever you do. Put berries in your oatmeal instead of just oatmeal. But go ahead for the next 72 hours because because you know what you did to yourself.
And the other thing that apples help for, if you like a vicious workout person and you initially when you first starting off, you be sore crazy. After you've been working out for a while, you be chasing the soreness. Like, you'll work out hard, work up in the next morning, ain't nothing sore. You be like, whoa, I ain't do nothing. You really went crazy though. But for that soreness, especially people who do curls, and this your first time doing curls ever, or you ain't did it in a while, that's a different type of pain when this joint right here be like sore and your arm be like this. Apples help sore. Yeah, exactly. And turmeric.
I have ginger base for everything that's, every liquid in my shop. Ginger punch, ginger tea.
And it tastes good,
digest.
Hold on, we got a question. A question.
Oh yeah, that energy.
When I was a young boy, I drunk ginseng because it became a big thing. Like, dudes start talking about it in rap music. Yeah,
it was like
cats start talking about it in rap music. Yeah. The Wu would talk about it because it's like some Eastern shit. They was really on
the Asian culture.
Yeah, but
it's
cool. But it's a lot of other stuff that you can use for energy, like that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Fruit in and of itself.
Really, an apple really give you energy. Like, it's the most electrifying food.
Yeah, no bullshit, bro.
I don't know do you eat fruit, bro? All right. I got you. Now I gotta ask, cause Cats in your age range, they don't.
They
They all processed.
Yeah.
Yo, it used to kill me upstate. Dudes would be like, the only thing they would eat is the meat off of and it would be patties and shit.
And
they would eat no. That's right. It's patties.
Not meat till
it's not
Sunday,
nothing.
pause.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not meat till Sunday, y'all.
Yo, I remember they was giving us scrambled eggs in a bag, yo.
No
that they had to steam. Like they scrambled eggs in this clear bag like this long, and they was green. And they would throw all of the bags in a boiling pot of water. And that was the eggs. They would bust the bag. I was like, nah, I'm cool. I don't want none of them Jones. I need to see shells and all that. And now you don't even know what you're seeing when you see a shell. That might not be what really started the whole thing.
Yeah,
like that might be something they put together. So what bringing up the program, because it's a program, do you plan to expand? Do you plan to get bigger? Like what's some of the visions for Brown Sugar
so
Shack?
the vision is, like I said, a drive-through. So I'm not there yet, but I will not stop. So I'm in DC on the weekends while I was in the summer, so I'm just trying to get back to that. They have like Union Station, like their Reading terminal. Right. So it's all about expansion, but it's really about like, I don't want to say like franchising yet, but that's also the ultimate goal. Ultimate goal. But I want, bike carts and things like that. I'm gonna start with the colleges and then the neighborhoods and things like that.
What about a food truck?
I really, I don't like food trucks.
Okay. Talk to them.
Only because
What about advertising? What about they good for advertising purposes and being able to be wherever the folks
is for everybody. Yeah, everything's not for everybody. I just don't like personally. I don't like food. I don't want to be in a food truck. I'll say that.
Oh, okay. So but if you had some folks that would be at a man the food truck, you wouldn't mind having a Brown Sugar.
Maybe that's why I'm going for a food cart, more like a bike cart, but it's not necessary. It's real compact.
I got you.
So it's a cart.
That's how Fred
more
came
like
up.
A cart than a truck.
A lot of people, that's how he came up. Yo, Fred, I'm not going to necessarily say, I don't know where Fred lived at in our neighborhood, but I know Fred.
He was around.
Yeah, but I know Fred. Husky, we used to grind Fred up too. The actual Fred, like the actual, not the people that y'all be seeing and whoever at the window say, no, I'm Fred. No, the actual Fred who got the joint uptown and on Chester Avenue.
Yeah, facts.
This boy pushed the cart around every summer, all summer, and y'all know Southwest is hilly like San Francisco.
Yo, no, super
fat. This nigga Cav, like his. Listen, this is what I really appreciated about him. Now that I really understand, the boy did something that a lot of people didn't pay attention to. He made his money while making sure that he will be able to enjoy his money long time. Because this man walked around pushing a cart up and down hills all summer. You know the type of shape he was in? We used to watch him. We used to clown him. This dude is in amazing shape. So now that he got 2 joints, he's a distributor. Yes, other people is getting Fred's water ice, putting it in their water
ice for DC.
You feel me? Fred. So now, but Fred, from his beginnings, is so healthy, he could really enjoy his money. He got people working on all his stuff, and Fred could really just run around because he healthy as shit. I got the money and I'm healthy as shit. Because when y'all was laughing at me, because he walked around doing drug dealer culture. But what he understood also is y'all niggas want to spend all y'all money. So when I slide through, y'all gonna buy the whole neighborhood water ice. And this is only one block. Everybody in Southwest was selling drugs at that time. Fred hit so many drug corners to get these millions. Y'all don't even understand. When we was all clowning him. All of us. This African nigga running, he's sweating like a mother. His calf muscles big as shit. Look at him. Now, if y'all in jail just coming home, Fred got 5 different locations. He distributing with 4 or 5 wives because he got millions of dollars. But you still fighting with that chick who wouldn't hold you down while you was upstate. And you was laughing at Fred. I was laughing at Fred. Now y'all want a job. I got to get a job from Fred when y'all come back. Now y'all ready to push the car. It's too late. It's too late. But that I think that's a dope joint, especially around the campus.
Yes, I just want to
pulling that joint around the campus.
Send carts out because Drex. A lot of the other campuses call and be like, or be on the page like, what about us? You know, we want.
Oh yeah, you is right on that good line, like
we want
Hibiscus.
some in West Philly. Yeah.
Hibiscus on a good line. They
Yes.
between the hood and,
Kyle
and
just
University
called me all
City.
the time. Yes.
Damn, that would be dope. I
So
didn't think
that's
about
the
that.
ultimate goal
You
for
just
2024.
will the
No,
you
it's
send
an
the carts
electric.
out.
It's an electric. Yeah, electric bikes. Electric
Oh, all right.
turning into carts. That's the goal.
Okay.
They on their
It's
way.
luckily not too many people watch my show, so they don't have to worry about it. It's like, nah.
Still in
the idea. And we know though, if I see somebody else rolling the carts, how we kicking your joint over?
Yeah, no
You
bullshit.
stole this joint, yo. You stole the idea.
Man, it's 6
So-
bread companies. I ain't worried about
So
them.
I started at 4:30 today.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I got my time in,
Gotcha.
so I gotta let these brothers that's coming up next. I can't go over on their time.
Say 1, 2, 3.
We love black people.
That
All right. Can you tell them who you are one more time? Tell them where to come, get that good food at.
Come to the Brown Sugar Shack, 15th for Susquehanna. I'm Sabria, owner operator. Can't wait to feed you.
This is PSA Philly Service Announcement. Takeover Tuesday. Takeover love, support, grace, social activism, resources, and art. I am the assist. African support and strength, inspiration and success together. Shout out to all my folks. November 28th.
28.
If you say you rock with me
28.
and you trying to support me,
If
if you never supported me in no other way, come on down
Supported me,
2321,
supported me,
November
supported me.
28th, 5 p.m. to 7:30. Pardon me.
Five.
Shout out to my brother Shoe Jim, bro. You did a real dope job on this, and I
Facts.
know you're going to do a lot of
Facts.
other amazing shit, bro. Good looking. Appreciate you.
Appreciate